Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like, to check the sky for Santa Claus and his reindeer before going to bed on a cold winter's night.
Yeah, checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. This content is intended for audiences in the U.S. only. Savings vary, terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is a headgum
video.
Hi, Handsome listeners. My name's Thomas and I produce Handsome. So, for the holidays, Tig, Fortune, and May wanted to cook up a little Handsome surprise for you all. This is Handsome's Greatest Hits, Volume 1.
Handsome, chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod. Chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod.
Cheers!
Today's first clip is from our Sarah Paulson episode. The hosts were talking about comedians and whether they're in general more dark and disturbed than the average person. And that led to conversation about button makers and, well, you can probably guess the rest, but just listen.
It kind of reminds me of when people like to say that, when you say, oh, I'm a comedian, and they say, oh gosh, that's such a dark world, and everybody's so depressed, and I just feel like comedians are at a microphone and are on a stage, so you're hearing about it. But if you go next door, your neighbor is probably dark or depressed, or your mail carrier. It's just that musicians, comedians, you have a platform.
Yeah, I bet there's like tortured button makers, famously.
For sure.
Button makers.
Famously, yes.
They
Lots
are.
of tortured button makers.
They're drinking.
Oh my.
Have you ever heard of Joe?
Joe the button maker?
Hi, my name is Joe. I have a wife and 3 kids, and I work in a button factory. One day, my wife came and she said, Joe, are you busy? I said, no. Guys.
Nobody's heard that.
I've rarely.
What are you talking about?
I've rarely been speechless in that way. I feel like
Man.
Tig and I were both.
It's like
speechless.
a song for kids. But he works in a button factory.
But what kid would love that terrible song?
But then, guys, stay
What
with me.
happens to Joe?
It said, hi, I'm busy. And then she said, turn the button with your left hand. So you start doing this. Okay? The kids are, for those of you who can't see, I'm turning the button. So then you start over. You go, hi, my name is Joe. I have a wife and 3 kids and I work in a button factory. One day, my wife came and she
Is
said,
this
Joe,
the first
are
song
you busy? I
ever
said, no.
written for children?
He said, turn the button with your right hand. Now you're doing this.
Oh,
see, the kids are moving their hands.
Okay,
So
but
what?
why is his life story so kind of
'Cause it
suburban and like
rhymes.
And boring. I mean,
Guys.
it's just like, hey, my name is Joe.
I'm
I
telling
have a
you,
family. I'm
sing
going
that-
to work.
I'm telling
and
you,
turning
sing
a
this song
button.
with a 5-year-old and see if they like it. You move you're turning your buttons with all your limbs. So the kids are like doing all these movements.
I feel like the bar is higher now.
Why not the hokey pokey?
Why do
Turn
we have to
yourself
limit ourselves to
around.
one?
Joe, the button pusher or button maker?
He works in a button factory, you guys, and you said there's probably dark
Button maker. No, I know how we got there, but I'm shocked that I've never heard of it. And it sounds like in the olden days where they hadn't invented toys yet and they gave people like a stick to play with. It's like that. It's like they hadn't invented songs yet and they went, I guess this is a song.
Yeah, they hadn't invented a children's song, and then somebody that had terrible ideas, a terrible voice.
He's probably called Joe.
I don't think you two are the target audience. Okay. I think my 5-year-old friends that love songs that rhyme are fans of Joe and his button factory.
Okay, well, it's also on the same album as I'm Betsy, and I walk down the street. I put on my shoes and I wave to people because
This
I'm
sounds like
Betsy,
you made that
and
up.
I have a hand and I can wave to people on the street.
I haven't heard
people
one
say,
rhyme.
There's Betsy with her hands waving at us. She has shoes on. Betsy.
Tig, not one rhyme.
Wait, I don't.
Every
there's-
5-year-old right now is like, the song needs, you know what the song needs? More rhyming.
But there's
No.
no rhymes in the Joe one.
Hi, my name is Joe. I have a wife and 3 kids, and I work in a button factory. Hold
That
on.
doesn't rhyme.
No,
One
it doesn't
day,
rhyme.
my wife came and she said, Joe, are you busy? Here we go. I said, no. Come on.
Oh my God. So Joe and no, that's the only rhyme.
Oh no, Joe is what the song should. But
So it
I'm
turns out
Betsy,
there's only one rhyme,
and I'm.
but there's a lot here.
There's one rhyme. There is nothing there.
I was more into Betsy's story. She at least had a little pep. She was walking down
May-
the street.
You know what?
Take it.
Betsy's a real bitch.
Hi.
My
name
you
is
write
Betsy.
a song. No, you write a new
Oh,
song,
Okay,
May.
okay, here we go. Hi, my name is Jessica, and I walked to school, but on the way I saw a bus. It was a yellow bus.
Oh.
And on the bus was my old teacher, who I hadn't seen since I was a little toddler.
Hit
That
song.
rhyme.
Hit song.
You know what I
That
take from
bombed. I
this?
could have done a lot better. I'm gonna
No,
sleep, not
there's no
sleep.
way to top what you did, May.
Do you know what I take from this experience?
Nothing, because there was nothing happening. There was nothing. There was no song. There was no
I
rhyme.
think that my song has inspired you guys to write other songs.
That is
That's
the
true.
positive twist.
And it would be called an inspiration.
Hi, my name is Betsy, and I have hands and I wave at people. Look, it's Joe, the guy that has buttons.
I need to Google to make sure he does work in a button factory.
Oh my God! If he does it,
Where else?
if it's a bucket factory, we're because
Oh no, it is Button Factory. Oh, thank God. I will clarify one part of the song.
Please,
which
then
always
it'll all make sense.
this part always threw me. I was like, why is Joe's wife coming in to the Button Factory? It turns out it's his boss, not his wife. So it goes, you guys want it one
No,
more
we don't
time?
need to hear this.
Hey,
we don't
my
need to
name
hear
is
this
Joe,
again.
and I work in a button
Jesus.
factory. Oh wait, I did it. I got it out of order. Let me do it
See,
the right way.
that's why it didn't sound familiar.
Hey, my name is Joe, and I work in a button factory. And one day, my boss came up to me. He says, Joe. I said, oh, wait, this person rewrote it. Never mind.
this
No,
also
let's hear
doesn't
it.
rhyme either.
I think people are making their
Turning
own
this
versions.
off and leaving the show.
This person says, I've got a wife and a dog and a family.
Oh my God! I got a wife and a dog and a family.
Now we go from Joe to our Jack Whitehall episode, where we got a delightful May fact about a certain astronaut in space.
I really romanticized like early space travel where it was so dangerous, but we were just being intrepid. And there's this female astronaut. Is this boring?
Yes, yes.
I have like one more anecdote to tell related to space, but I'm just like, I just did the Joe Kittinger thing. Maybe I need to just give it a rest.
This was your jam. I love it.
There was the first female astronaut, Sally Ride.
Yes.
Which I guess, Ride, Sally, Ride.
Oh, I don't know if those are...
Can
I
have
don't
anything
know.
to do with, I don't think those have anything to do
There's
with
no
each
way
other.
to know.
That's not the chick from the Challenger, is it?
No.
No.
That was Krista McCullough or something like that.
Yeah.
That made me never want to go to space.
Oh, that's so fucked up. That yeah. But so Sally Ride, they were like, I don't know if we can let a woman go to space. I don't know. And she was like, trust me, we can. I'm gonna do it. And then they said to her, okay, are you gonna have your period while you're in space? Because we're really worried about that. And she said, no, I'm not. I know my schedule. And I'm not.
She had
I'm-
an app on her flip
Yeah.
phone.
but she was like, 100%. I can guarantee I'm not gonna get my period while I'm up there. And they were like,
Don't
what?
tell me. Don't
No.
tell me.
No, it's worse than that. They go,
Oh, no.
They go, "What if-"
Diarrhea.
They go, what if you do? She's like, I'm not going to. And then they go, well, we want to send you up with some tampons. She was going up for like 3 days, and they went, would 100 tampons be enough?
Whoa.
This was like the male astronauts just had no idea.
And they said, by the way, we're also going to be voting on what we think is best for your body.
Yes, exactly. And so they ended up sending her up with 100 tampons, even though there was barely any room on this spaceship.
She's like, I
and-
got to plug my cooter
Yeah.
30
Fortune.
times. 30 times a day.
Fortune. Also, did these men not have mothers or wives or girlfriends?
They're not asking about their tampons.
But I mean, you would see a woman come into the house from Costco.
Yeah,
you know,
lugging box after box.
with like a huge truck backing up to the house.
And these guys are like, I'm assuming that's for 2 days.
Oh my God, that's wild.
Yeah.
You see that tampon truck just going around all neighborhoods, backing up to people's houses.
I need 100 more tampons.
Wait, is that a woman's voice? Fortune?
Yeah. Hey, I know I don't look like a woman, but I still need tampons. I got a cooter.
And the truck passes your house by.
My favorite thing is when I go to buy tampons and the person at the store thinks that I'm buying them for my girlfriend, that I'm a boy, and they go, "Hey, you're a good boyfriend doing this," and I'm like, "Yeah, just."
Well, anyone that comments on that purchase, that is so weird. Like, why are you commenting on this? Like, let me just get my pawns.
My tampons.
Let me get my pawns and be out. Yeah. Plug that cooter right on up.
Fortune!
Oh my
Hey,
god!
stop in my house. I'm bleeding.
Hey, I need you.
It's
Come
that
back.
time of the month.
Like a milkman, but a tampon man.
Yeah, doors
Running
open.
around.
Doors open. Just bring them right in. I'm on the toilet.
The ice cream man.
Hey, I'm going to space. Give me 200.
Oh, you're going to space?
Up and away in this beautiful balloon.
That was a little late for the balloon reference, by the way.
No, I'm going to space in a balloon. I was right on time. Baby.
Crammed full of tampons. You got them in your ears, your nostrils.
I got a jug of water, a Red Bull, and 100 tampons. We're going to space, baby. You're flying down from space.
Or you,
Sponsored by Plate. What is it? Playtex.
Playtex?
we don't even know the name.
Kotex? What's the fucking name?
Wait, why?
Playtex isn't right. What is it?
Wait, why can't
know.
I think of a single tampon brand? And I've been using them my whole life.
Why can't we?
Playtex.
What are the brands?
It might be.
It might be Playtex.
Is there Playtex and Kotex?
I gotta. Oh wait, is it Playtex and Kotex? Hold on.
I just said that.
No, I know, but no, Playtex is right. I was right.
Okay, is there Kotex? Is
Hold
that like the
on.
knockoff brand?
Thomas
should-
is nodding.
Why is
Thomas
everything
knows
a
the brand.
Kotex?
We should start our own.
Kotex with a K.
We should start our own Hamtex.
Yes, handsome tampons. I'm
Plug her up.
plug her up, gents.
Plug them up.
Oh my God. We just didn't. We knew brands, but didn't know brands.
That is
Yeah.
crazy that I've been buying them my whole life and I couldn't think of a brand name.
I said Playtex, and we were all like,
Isn't there
"That can't be
OB?
right."
Yeah, OB.
OB.
Yeah.
Where you get in there.
We went from aliens to naming
Tampon
brands.
Oh my God.
If this is not the greatest podcast on earth, then I don't know what is.
In space.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh.
Lord.
Is there such a thing as a like a tampon for your bum, like a bum pon?
Why do we need one?
I don't know if
Is your butt leaky?
I don't know. I don't know.
Fortune.
Why do we need to plug our butt?
I don't know.
Cork it.
Oh my God.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like you know how to check your stocking for coal if you've been naughty this year, and check for presents if you've been nice.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. This content is intended for audiences in the U.S. only. Savings vary, terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in award winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 200 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app.
Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. This week, I'm picking Travis Kelce to pick up more than 70 receiving yards. He had 100 against the Buccaneers on 14 targets back in November, and I think he's due to pop off against the Steelers.
Download the app today and use code HANDSOME to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's right, use code HANDSOME after downloading the Prize Picks app to get $50 off instantly after playing your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
All right, while we're in space, who could forget Fortune's disclosure that she dressed up like a certain alien life form? We learned this back in Jamie Lee Curtis's Halloween episode last year. Take a listen.
I remember getting dressed to go to the party, and it was all about Miss Garreau, but I didn't realize why. But I dressed like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever, and I was maybe 12 or 13, and everyone else in my class was like a sexy spider. Like it was that age where people start trying to have hot Halloween costumes, and I wore like an open shirt and a white kind of suit, John Travolta, and I remember being like, "Hey, Miss Garreau, what's up?"
May, this is insane. I dressed as John Travolta.
Shut up.
You guys have a lot in common.
I know. Well, Fortune, you and I were also debutantes.
That's true.
But yeah, my friends, I was really close with these twins, Susie and Allie.
Yeah.
And, oftentimes when you're twins, you're very popular.
Yes.
I know because I have twins. But I was at Susie and Allie's, I think it was their Halloween party. And I dressed as John Travolta. Maybe it was their birthday party, and it was just a costume dress-up birthday. I don't know what was happening. It was elementary school.
Or you just decided, I'm going.
Well, no, it was Grease. Grease was the theme.
Okay.
And all of the girls
Grease
dressed
is the
in
word.
poodle skirts.
Yeah.
And all of that, and were, whatever the characters were in Grease. And then I showed up as John Travolta.
Yes.
And I think I was in maybe first grade.
Oh, little. And were you wearing what does he wear? Black t-shirt.
Jeans, I had a white t-shirt,
Yeah.
leather jacket, tennis shoes, and then my hair was slicked back. And, that's that thing where it's that's so awesome that my mother thought I looked so cool.
Yeah.
And takes me to this party, drops me off, and guess what I didn't account for?
What?
All of the girls wanted to dance with me
Yes.
and were kissing me on my cheek, and I was like, whoa, this was not in the plan. I was just here to look cool.
Wow,
okay?
you must have been
my
really...
motorcycle is outside,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna hop on it and blaze if you cats don't step back, ladies.
You were very convincing as Travolta.
Yeah, they went nuts.
Yeah. For a lot of queer kids, Halloween's a chance to have that gender euphoria almost. You get to dress up how you feel inside, and you're
Yeah.
Then why did I go dressed as Alf? I'm like, wait a second. We did? Yeah, that big old man. Yeah, that big nose.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you don't have to describe it. We saw it immediately.
Where did you get the costume, or did you build it?
I think it was Spencer's. Remember?
Yeah.
Do you know Spencer's Gifts? It's it was a big shop at the mall back in the day that had
And you were drawn to Alf. How old
it
were
was
you?
a very popular sitcom at the time.
How old were you?
I think I was 12. 12 or 13.
So you were not interested in dating yet.
No, I was a late bloomer, let me tell you. I did not. I was so out to lunch when it came to all that stuff.
That is the funniest thing I've ever heard or thought of.
It didn't even occur to me I could go as John Travolta.
You showing up.
With your curly blonde hair.
Yeah, I just distinctly remember walking around in this giant Alf mask, and I think I had like brown shirt and pants.
I love
on.
the idea. I can't either, and I love the idea that it's like John Travolta or Alf. Well, I guess I can't be John Travolta, so I better be Alf.
Then why did I go as Alf?
All right, let's keep it furry by delving into what is now a legendary part of the Handsome podcast. I'm talking, of course, about the Bear Saga. It all started back in September when May shared a story about their driver, another person named Joe.
I think I told you I have this driver who drives me to set. His name's Joe. He's a great.
Congrats,
Oh,
May.
thank you. Yeah.
I have a driver named Jimmy.
Do you?
Fortune, this is
this
incredible.
a Toronto? Is it a Toronto thing?
Well, they're like assigned by production, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, but I
Joe-
don't have that in the States. Only in
No.
Toronto.
Yeah, maybe it's a
I don't
Toronto
know
thing.
what my driver's name will be because I'm heading to Toronto.
That's
and
right.
I have a driver.
Hopefully it starts with a J.
Yeah. Jafar. Anyway, the bear video Joe basically first he was bringing me fresh eggs from his farm. Then he's like, I could bring you some moose meat and I'll cook it up in a Tupperware. I think I mentioned
about
this.
the
Yeah.
moose meat. We're like, no, thank you.
I love this guy, and he one night it's like 3 a.m. We're driving back from set, and it's been silent for like an hour, and then he's like, "So I have this video."
Oh no.
Yeah, and I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "I have this video. It's pretty cool. It's I filmed it in 1993 on a camcorder, and I was in a bar in Lake Elliott, and I was with my friend Gary Kaczynski, I think, and basically he goes, my friend Gary wrestled a bear." And this bear, it was called Caesar the Wrestling Bear. And he's like, yeah, this wouldn't fly nowadays with animal rights and stuff. But he's like, I have this video of this trained bear who was maybe rescued as a cub and trained to wrestle. And in the video, he wrestles 12 men and he wrestles Gary Kaczynski. And he's like, yeah, I'll bring it to show you. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to see it. I'm scared. I don't know. I can't unsee it once I've seen it, right?
And now you haven't been able to sleep?
Well, then he's like, I got to bring a VCR down so we can watch it. So he
Yeah,
brings
when do we get to the part where it's hard to sleep?
Yeah, well, he brings
I
the
hope his
VCR
outdated technology works.
and the VCR doesn't work. So I'm like, does the universe not want me to see this video? And basically it's grown in my mind like a weed, the bear video. I'm like, what am I meant to see it? Like, why is it come into my life? And he's edited it. He used to want to be a filmmaker. So he's done title cards and stuff, he said. And it's like, I'm picturing this it's like a 8-foot bear wrestling people, and you would win a grand if you could pin the bear down, and nobody could. And this bear never mauled anyone, but it would just whack them with one paw and they'd go flying. And I'm picturing this amazing. And he's like, you got to see it. Like, it has to be seen to be believed. And
Why do we let men be in charge of things?
and like, I wrote a poem about it, about the.
Oh, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes.
Okay.
Roses are red.
What else are we going to do?
Violets are blue.
Okay.
I wrestled a bear. And
Okay,
now I'm
How
dead.
about you?
All right. I have it. Okay.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I wrestled a bear and now I can't snooze.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that doesn't make sense because he's sleeping fine. It's May. Okay.
I just know that I'm finally going to see it
We need
tomorrow.
to workshop this point.
I like how you say poem.
Have you at least asked him if the bear was okay? Do we at least know that?
He said the bear's fine. Like no one, the bear is so much stronger than these
I
men.
think you're
And-
going to be okay watching this.
The bear is fine, living in Manhattan now.
yeah.
And
let's hear
Wife and
poem-
kids.
poem.
Okay, here's the poem.
Poem.
Okay.
poem.
Because it's really all I can think about is like, am I meant to see this video? And yeah, once I've seen it, how will I be changed? And then I'm like, why does it mean so much to me, the bear video?
Yeah.
And wait,
that-
I'm sorry, May. You announced that you wrote a poem
Yeah.
about this, and then you weren't planning on reading it. You're like, really? You want to
Just
hear
for
it?
yourself? Yeah.
I read it to Joe. and he was pretty freaked out.
Joe the button maker?
So now y'all
Oh,
equally,
the driver.
y'all
Right.
now equally freaked each other out.
Yeah, Joe's like, okay, it's just a cool video, but I was like, Joe, I
have to
wrote
say,
this poem.
if I were Joe, I would be like, I don't understand why you are losing
But he's
sleep
building
over
the hype as well. He's like, you gotta see this vid, and he's like,
Yeah.
he says, you won't believe it. Whatever you're imagining, it's cooler. He keeps saying cool.
Okay, well, let's hear the poem.
Okay. The neon sign promised a champion sign to take on any man who'd throw his hat into the ring. You thought you'd seen everything when you first laid eyes on Caesar, the kept bear. He moved woozily across the boards. He barely fit through any doors.
Barely.
One claw could make...
What? What? May just disappeared. May just disappeared.
Mayday. Mayday. Mayday.
This is terrifying. No wonder May has been scared of this bear video.
It just disappears. Oh
my gosh. Okay. Oh,
okay,
there's May. May, are you okay?
This is insane.
I
This
know.
is
We've been
wild.
freaking out on this side.
I just started reading the poem and my whole
Poem.
computer crashed.
Your whole
Yes.
computer crashed.
Like,
you
it just
you
closed-
disappeared. It looked like you got kidnapped by the CIA.
I
That was
thought there was a
crazy.
bear attack.
I don't think the universe wants me to see this video.
It
Okay.
clearly didn't want us to hear the rest of your poem.
Well, how much did you hear?
point
Where
you-
should I go from?
Wow, gosh,
I heard
you got
barely.
quite a ways in there.
Okay.
The last thing I heard was
I know
barely.
you started rhyming, which I appreciated because that's what I associate with poems.
Oh, it rhymes. Yeah. It's got a weird rhythm to it. Okay. Let's hope if my computer closes again, I don't know what to do.
Then
Okay.
you're haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would call the police if your computer shuts down.
Yeah, what do they call the Canadian police? Mounties?
A Mountie.
Yeah, Mountie.
You've never heard that?
the
I don't
Royal
need to be
Canadian
judged.
the
I
Mountie-
don't need to be judged for
You don't
admitting
know
that
what
I
a
don't know
Mountie
something. Okay, I don't know.
The
I don't
Mounted
know. I
Police.
worked in Toronto for 5 years. I never had a run-in with the Mountie.
Well, they're
Okay.
generally
Mountie.
up in mountains.
Those are on horses?
Yeah, they wear special hats and red jackets and they ride horses.
Okay. Well, I wasn't like they're up in the mountains.
I think so.
You still should know the phrase Mountie.
Why the hell would I know about police on horses in the riding around in the mountain,
I
clomping
don't know,
around?
because it's just part of the vernacular, Mounties. Anyway, 2 against 1.
Okay, I'll plow through the rest of this poem. Okay. He moved woozily across the boards. He barely fit through any doors. One claw could make you meet your maker if you dare. Someone has brought the bear to you, and though you know not what to do, the camera's running, time is running out, it's clear. And do you crack a joke or try to, as you step up to the fight assigned you? Tell yourself you don't care if you win or lose. $1,000 if you can pin him down. You hear before you hit the ground. Spent more than that on beer this month alone. Now you'll always chase this feeling, like the kept bear has finally seen me. Hey man, aren't you a kept bear too? If it chooses you to witness, you'd be a fool to miss this. Hey man, aren't you a kept bear too?
That's good, May.
You like it?
Yeah. Do you write poems
No, I
typically?
never.
I'd like to get into the
why
catch
were-
bear of it all and what that means for you.
I felt compelled to write this poem. Like,
But why didn't you write a song? Why didn't you write a short story? Why were you like, I need words rhyming here?
this is part of the great mystery.
But also, how long did it take to write you that?
How long it take you to write you that?
Write that there poem.
Because that felt like a long one.
Like so many of you, I'm always on the go, and here's one thing I've noticed about being busy. It's often the most important things in life to you and your family's health and well-being that are the first to go out the window. Take, for example, groceries and healthy eating. That's where Thrive Market is here to help.
Take the stress out of grocery shopping for your family with Thrive Market's commitment to quality with their trusted ingredients. They even restrict over 1,000 ingredients that are found at conventional grocery stores, so you can shop for your family with peace of mind. With brands like Eden Foods and Organic Valley Farms, I know that what I'm getting from Thrive is going to do right by me and my body. Plus, Thrive is on a mission to make healthy and sustainable living easy and affordable for everyone.
Want to shop at a grocery store that actually cares for your health? Go to thrivemarket.com/handsome for 30% off your first order, plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/handsome. thrivemarket.com/handsome.
Today's episode of Handsome is sponsored by Twisted Tea. Twisted Tea is a refreshing hard iced tea made with real brewed tea and 5% alcohol. Twisted Tea is the perfect drink to keep the good times going all day long.
Twisted Tea is all about hanging out with friends, having a good time, and enjoying life. It's refreshing and flavorful, perfect for adventures in the great outdoors, a backyard barbecue, or a movie night with friends. I've been enjoying my patio these days, and there's nothing better than having a couple of buds over and cracking a couple of Twisted Teas. Or if it's too cold for the outdoors, we can get comfy on the couch and watch our favorite team on the big screen. Twisted Tea in hand. It's a little different, and that's what I like about it.
Twisted Tea is a delicious, refreshing brewed tea with a kick. It goes down smooth. There's no carbonation, which makes it easy to drink and enjoy. Why bother with all those bubbles? If you like tea, and if you enjoy a nice adult beverage now and again, Twisted Tea is for you. So grab a refreshing Twisted Tea today and keep it twisted, man.
Then in October, May shared a witch-related update to the Bear Saga. This was from our Nikki Glazer episode. Listen now.
I was really shocked by the response to the bear video discussion online. People were really invested in the bear video and the bear poem and I do have sort of an update.
Yeah, give it to us.
Please.
I think I vaguely updated you that after viewing the video, after viewing the video, my world imploded. And so I became obsessed with the fact that I've been cursed by the video and that my dread was correct. All of the omens were correct. And now I've opened up.
Sorry. What are you talking about?
Okay. So I don't know if you remember
the bear video, right?
I do.
Yeah.
So you were watching it.
May was worried that there would be a curse that came with watching the bear video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And remember, I wrote the poem, the computer shut down.
Poem.
The poem. And then I eventually did watch the video, which I don't know if we have talked about.
We did talk about it.
Yeah. And then I've been feeling like something weird is going on since I knew, maybe it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, but since the bear video, things are weird.
May's world imploded.
My world imploded. So my friend mentioned the bear video to a friend of hers who is this Italian woman in her 50s, very spiritual woman. And she was like, okay, I'm going to do a malocchio on you. Tig, you have Italian, you know what this is?
Notaro.
A malocchio.
Meatball.
Meatball malocchio.
Spaghetti.
That's Polish.
This it's a curse to undo a curse. Like she's gonna break the curse.
Oh, you're gonna get double cursed.
No.
No,
Do not say that, Fortune.
No,
that to
double
me.
curse like it. They cancel each other out.
Yeah.
Kind of curse.
And so
I don't
first
know. I've been quadruple cursed and nothing got canceled out.
Oh Christ. Well, she did the spell yesterday and she was
Okay.
texting me. She's like, first of all, do you have an orange in the house? I was like, yeah. She's like, throw it out.
Throw it
Right
out.
away. I was like, okay. So I threw the orange out. She goes,
Wait, you're on the phone with her?
I love that people like this can just say whatever.
Exactly.
And you're like,
what did she charge?
okay.
What did she charge for you throwing an orange in a trash can?
First one's free, Tig.
it was free. First one's free. She was very invested in the story and she said it sounds very much like you've been cursed by the bear
But
video.
the bear video? Really?
Yeah, man. By the bear video.
I'm willing to watch this bear video.
I don't want anything
Don't
to do with it.
risk it. Tig.
Hey, I've got oranges that I could just toss out like nobody's been. I'm not even into oranges.
Can
I don't
you?
even care.
Could you technically have turned that orange into orange juice, or you just had to get rid of all of it?
Fortune.
Interesting. I
Great
think it had
question.
to be out of my vicinity.
Okay, so
Did
we
you
tossed
throw
the
it out of
orange
a window?
No, I threw it right in the garbage outside in the garbage
outside.
bin.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got rid of the orange.
And you
what
had
else do
no
you have?
questions. She's just like, oh my God, get the orange out of your house. You're like, absolutely.
Right away. Yeah.
Oh,
And
Mace
she's-
felt cursed, so at this point,
I'll
you
do
wanted to do
anything.
whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. Also, it's 9:26, and this was late last night, so I'm like, this is auspicious. This is interesting. And then she says, "Do you have some salt?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Put it in your pocket." I'm like, "Of course." So I
Yeah.
put it in my
I'm
pocket.
sorry. What do you mean? Like you put a salt shaker in your pocket, or you
Pinch.
put just a pinch of salt?
Pinch of salt in the pocket, and it goes. And she says, "Okay, you're gonna feel something. I won't tell you when I'm doing the malocchio." She says, "But you'll know."
You're
So
gonna feel grains of salt in your nether regions.
And did you have any moment that you thought that maybe on her end of the phone, she's like covering her mouth laughing and saying to the friends, like they just threw the orange
it's highly possible.
These Americans and Canadians, they'll do anything.
These are mainly through voice note we're communicating. She's like, fuck. And she's like, this guy, Joe. She goes, you're telling me you're watching a video from a guy called Joe? She's like, no, you won't catch me watching a video from a guy called Joe. So I believe, she has a commanding presence.
Was this Joe from the Button Factory?
Yeah, did you ask her about Joe from the Button Factory?
No, but I could. I mean, this was
a
Joe's
missed
driver.
opportunity.
Next voice memo.
Next Malocchio. So she gets a bowl and she puts olive oil and water in it, and she shows me a picture of it, and it's chaos, like droplets of olive oil willy-nilly everywhere, and it looks
You've got
crazy.
Be kidding me.
She goes, this is bad.
Oh no.
She goes, this is really bad. She goes, normally I would use 3 matches, but this time she goes, it takes 6 matches.
6 matches. She's
And
gonna burn her village down.
And she's putting the 6 matches, I guess, in the water.
And this
Then
is
she shows
oil?
olive oil in water with some salt.
Oil and water don't mix.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you're not going to get, some smoothed out situation.
It's gonna be chaos if water's in oil. It's not gonna gel.
But after the 6 matches and the prayer,
Well, let's wait. So she does the matches, puts in the bowl.
she said if I was there, she would throw the matches at me, but I wasn't there.
And you're
Not in
still
the
on the phone.
May, this is a witch.
Yeah, I know it's a witch. It's a good witch.
I think this is somebody that is maybe pretending like she has some power.
I'll
How
tell
did
you
you
what-
meet this person again? Is this a
friend of
Craigslist?
friend. This is a friend of
Craigslist ad?
If I typed in, how do you help me close the bear portal?
It was a friend or a friend. I think I know whose friend it is.
Who?
Is this a thing?
No. It's
Cut
my
it
friend
out.
Carolyn, but yeah, cut it out. So she shows me the olive oil in the bowl after the 6 matches and the prayer, and the olive oil is neatly organized. It's almost become like this beautiful image.
Okay.
And she says, I can confirm there was a curse on you. It is now lifted. And she's like, it was bad. And I go, I know, I fucking know, I felt it. And she goes, have you been having headaches? I said, I have one today. And she said, it'll be gone soon. Sure
That's
enough,
usually how it
headache's
works
gone.
with headaches.
Yeah, true.
Just
They eventually.
I want to poke holes in her thing she's got going here, but usually
So,
they
like,
go
if
away.
you're having a hard day, toss an orange out of the window, put a little pinch of salt in the pocket, put some oil and water in a bowl,
Yeah,
and then light it on fire.
I think so.
She's
And-
like, "Do you have a headache? It's gonna go away." And you're like,
Then in November, in our Molly Shannon episode, we got the final update to the Bear Saga. At least until the Bear Portal opens again.
Okay, I was worried about painting the wrestling bear Caesar, and then I checked with Raph, that woman who did the Malocchio spell to if you're just listening to the pod for the first time.
This is not anything new.
Yeah, this is part of
I
a
just had a
saga.
bear
But
journey.
this is, I think, now the saga's ending, so this is my
Whoa,
bear.
that's really good, May.
Thank you so much. He's wearing a
Nay.
Caesar crown because his
He
name
looks
was...
like a bear wolf.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Yeah, here's his face.
I would say
Bear-
it
bear
barely
wolf.
looks like a wolf.
Beowulf. That's what we call him.
Beowulf. That's really good. Beowulf.
And so the painting it was part of the release to get it out.
Yeah,
to
you'll
the
notice
curse out.
Like in the painting, the bear is like, "Rah," like really releasing its rage, which is
Yeah.
what the real wrestling bear never did. He was so docile and placid. And I feel like I got to release my inner bear rage. And so I painted it. I feel good. I might give the painting to Joe. That's what I think I might do.
That would be
Joe
nice.
the button maker?
No,
Hi,
Tig.
my name is Joe. I've got a wife and 3
Yeah,
kids,
and
and
a
I work
family.
at a button
Button
factory.
factory. And I push buttons.
So you feel like you release some inner rage.
Yeah. But there's
Ooh.
the coincidences continue because my friend brought a bear painting over that she's had for 15 years. And we're looking at the painting. And then on the back, we see it says, "For Jesse the Elder." And we're like, what? You can imagine this electrifies me. Then it's like the artist has signed it, Mike Juneau. And we're talking about this. And then my buddy Jason comes over, just my random buddy Jason. And he goes, "Oh, I know Mike Juneau." We go, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah. Because she goes, "I bought it at a yard sale 15 years ago." And Jason goes, "Let me text Mike Juneau." Texts him, goes, "Did you paint this bear?" He goes, "Yeah." Guess what Mike Juneau's job is now?
What?
He's a wrestler. For real.
Wow.
So anyway, I think that closed the loop, and yeah.
Are you feeling better?
Much. Yeah.
All right. I think we need a little palate cleanser after all that scary bear stuff. How about a super cut of Fortune Marie moments? And big thanks to our social media coordinator, Autumn, who helped put all these together.
Well, you can't have charcuterie without cooter.
Fortune!
Oh my God.
Fortune!
Oh my God. Should we guess what the news is?
So
it's something that
something
we would never expect you to do,
Yeah.
like trampoline park.
No.
you got your cooter waxed.
Fortune Marie! Fortune Marie! How dare you!
Let's pretend these are the balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is the wiener.
Fortune.
Guys! So I'm even
think-
answering the question
I
without my
would say-
ponties on.
In the early Fortune.
Fortune Marie!
So motorboating's like that thing you could do with, but does anyone do that with
You
with
mean
boobs?
put your head in someone's breast and
go like,
Fortune
Exactly.
Marie. Fortune Marie.
I'm going to say I'm a fan.
No way. Oh my God, that's the best.
Next up, we have an all-time classic moment in the Handsome Pantheon. This is from our Natalie Maines episode, and it's the origin story of one of Handsome's most enduring catchphrases. Here's a moment where we all learned to keep a pineapple apart.
I went to a school dance when I was 13, and it was like right when everyone was like, okay, we got to be hot now, and the boys' school is coming, and all the girls were in like tank
Oh, I
tops
did
and
not get that memo.
foam platform shoes. Yeah, I did not either, and I knew I couldn't compete with these girls with their like lip gloss and stuff.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I didn't know I was like queer or whatever, but I just didn't want to be involved in the whole thing. So to combat it, I went joke. So I went hat with a propeller, overalls. For real. I went.
Tig, you called
a
it.
full- yeah, I went in
Well,
character.
look at May's face and tell me what other hat is going to go on there. You're going to put a propeller on May's head.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Oh, I gotta buy one of those on Amazon now.
Halloween's coming.
And look, I would buy it at an independent retailer if I knew where.
Did you know after the school dance, when you had overalls and a propeller hat on, did you then know you were queer?
I was just doing a bit the whole time. And
Okay.
I always just wanted to hang out with the teachers, and I always
Me
had a crush
too.
on my
I love my
teachers.
teachers.
Yeah, yeah. And they used to come around with a pineapple at the dances, and they'd say, "Remember, I know."
It's
and they
Canada.
you gotta be a pineapple apart. And they
No
put the
way.
pineapple between you and the boys because the boys would get semis and be like grinding.
What?
And I wanted that. Like I was into the boys. Ian Peach, I was in love
yeah.
with, but I
We've
knew
heard
he
about
wasn't going
Ian
to choose
Peach.
me. Yeah, so I preemptively was like, no, I'm just kidding around. I don't even want you to dance with me, even though I was desperate for him to get a semi and for the pineapple to come.
They really put a pineapple between people. I have
It
never
feels like
heard of that.
you could use a football. It'd be like they're a much lighter thing, like a stuffed animal. Like that. Why carry around
And their hands getting poked.
a heavy fruit with spikes on it?
like they were trying to make it like
It is the
fun,
exact
but
size of a football. Which is in the PE room.
All the queers laughing at the football jokes. But yes, I mean,
So they're like Martha, you got to go to the grocery store to get that pineapple.
get that
if
pineapple.
we don't get wait, can we get a morning announcement about the pineapple, please?
Hey, if you're planning to go to the dance later tonight, then just be prepared that the teachers are going to come around with a pineapple to put in between you so that nothing happens that's not supposed to happen.
No semis.
Semis.
In the background, Martha, can you please go get that pineapple?
Would the dance be off if they forgot to get a large pineapple?
Yeah, maybe. Because what else? Yeah, I remember that not only were they going around with the pineapple, but they would remind you on like the megaphone, like periodically, remember, pineapple apart.
Pineapple apart is kind of a great
Pineapple apart.
Was
It does roll
everyone in
off
your
the tongue.
school just a nerd, including the teacher?
I think the
Pineapple
teach-
apart.
Pineapple apart.
all the teachers had propeller hats too.
I mean, there's so many dances that have happened around the country and world. And how is it that Fortune and I'm certain, Thomas, have you heard about Pineapple Apart?
I have not, and I'm Canadian, so
You're Canadian.
Okay. So
Was this a Catholic school, May?
Anglican.
how did so many dances happen without Pineapple Apart?
I know.
know.
I know.
That's why teen pregnancy was on the rise
and it was
in
like-
America.
But so like
Where are my
there's someone
pineapples?
going around with the pineapple, and so after they've come over and separated you and the guy, then after when they move on, that's your moment. They're not going to come back to you for a while. That's your moment to grind before they make the
Oh, you
rounds.
gotta
and
get
come
that
back, and they're
grind
like,
on.
That
before
is
the-
so fun. I'm just now realizing that they have to really be on top of that with that
Yeah.
age group because it's so new being
They're
able
so
to
horny.
touch people and like if the teachers walk off with the pineapple to someone else,
Yeah.
who knows? You're gonna be pregnant with.
Yeah. Pineapple apart.
But also
You know,
just let
you know the best
let them
part?
grind. You know,
What's the
I
best
true.
part?
Let them grind. May's
grind.
right. The best part, though, is that at the end of the night, Martha has a pineapple to make her famous pineapple upside down cake.
Okay, wait a minute. We have our first handsome bumper sticker, and it's Martha has a pineapple.
Martha has a pineapple.
Did you know in the olden days, like, and here's a fact coming your way, in the like
That's why we're here.
1700s or 1600s, you could rent a pineapple just to show that you were wealthy at your party because they were so exotic and so expensive. Like in England, you'd rent a pineapple and pretend it was yours and just put it on the table and be like, oh yeah, we got one. Yeah.
Somebody
People
should
would be like,
fact
"Oh,
check
my."
that listening.
Handsome is hilarious, but what we also love about Tig, Fortune, and May is that they share real stories from their lives. When Fortune's mom, Ginger, asked a question for Pride Month, the answers were touching and funny too. Take a listen.
Hi, handsome. This is Ginger, Feimster, Fortune's mother. And I would like to know what your experiences were like coming out to your families.
Ginger.
We had to tape that so many times, by the way. She was like, "Here, come over here to this side of the wall. I have these flowers over here. I think that would make a good background." And then
Unbelievable.
we taped that like 20 times. And I
That's
was
so
like,
cute.
I'm like, "Mom, we got it."
So wait, you were in town with her.
I was in town with her last time I had a show there because I knew I had, after the people had said on our poll that they wanted her to ask a question, I called. I said, "Hey, people want you to ask a question," and she goes, "I don't know how to do that." And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to do this for her." So I when I went home, I said, "We gotta do the handsome question," and I thought it'd be cool for her to ask something in Pride Month because of obviously the subject matter. But after I came out, she at first, well, to answer this question,
Yeah. How'd you do it?
yeah, so she was, I was kind of nervous to tell her, like, she's very progressive and liberal, but as I had talked about in one of my stand-up specials, she was dating this very conservative, very religious man when I was in college, and she did at that time sort of have this tendency to take on the personality traits of whoever she was dating. So she went from being like my whole life pretty progressive to like all of a sudden pretty buttoned up and like a little bit more conservative in certain ways. And I was like, oh, who is this? And they had just broken up, and when I was kind of coming to terms with being gay, and so I really was nervous to tell her. And I took her to this Chinese restaurant to tell her. I don't know.
You
Well,
got
I
to.
say in sweet and salty it's because I could eat crab rangoons if she disowned me. But even though, I really did not know how my parents would react. I was very nervous. I told a couple friends first as sort of a, like, how are they going to react? And I told my mom first, and she just got very quiet. And I was nervous to tell her. I was like, oh, like I couldn't just say it like I'm gay at first. I was like, oh, just so you know, like my life is gonna be different than what you might have thought it was gonna be. And I was kind of like beating around the bush.
Oh man.
And then finally, and she was just kind of like trying to grasp what I was saying, because it's hard in the beginning to say the words like I'm gay. And I was trying to figure out how to say that lightly. And then I finally was like, so, I'm gay. I'm gay. And she was kind of quiet and listened. And I think maybe in the beginning there was like some "Are you sure?" kind of things. And then when I told my dad,
Did you say "look at me" and ask me that again?
Well, when I told my brothers, they were both like, "Duh," he's like, "Come on." And but my mom was genuinely shocked.
Yeah.
Which like is the only person in my life who was genuinely shocked.
Wow, yeah.
My dad, I had my mom go with me to tell him. We went to a park.
That's nice that she came.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
well, so I had her sit up kind of a few, because they aren't together. They divorced when I was 12, but they're friends. And I had her sit kind of up. And my dad and I don't really have serious conversations with each other.
Wait, sit up? Like sit
Like,
just like a few
like we
meters
were on a hill.
Like on a different
We were on a
swing?
hill, and she was kind of sitting
up in a
above
tree.
the hill.
On top of the slide.
And I just was like, with him pulled the band. I was like, Dad, I'm gay. And he's like, all right, you're my daughter. You're my daughter. I love you. You're my daughter. He was so nervous. He's like, you're my daughter. I love you.
Because he's probably like,
And my mom, and that's his way of trying to accept it and be cool. And my mom goes, make she know she's your daughter. She's telling you she's gay.
Oh my God, what I would give to overhear this at a park.
And she's yelling, I'm gay in the middle of this tiny town. I'm like, can you just keep it down?
oh my gosh.
I came out to my mother first, and she was accepting, but she was surprisingly surprised.
Yeah.
And my mother would do this thing where she would move air from one cheek to the other and back and forth when she didn't know what to say. That's exactly it.
That's a
Fortune.
real tell. Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, you're uncomfortable." And she's like, "No, I'm not." And I was like, "Well, you're moving air from one cheek to the other and back to the other." And she laughed at herself. And my stepfather was fine. I think she told him because he also like a bit buttoned up but has no issue with any of that. Had no issue with any of that stuff, but just wasn't a conversation I was excited to sit down and have.
Right.
Right.
And then my father also very fine, and I think he was trying to get it out of me before I even knew.
Yeah.
You know.
Were you guys emotional? Like
I think I wrote my mother a letter. And then when she got it, she called me, and then she came out to visit me right after that. And then it was funny because I hadn't told my brother, and my mother and brother and I were all together, and she kept telling me that I needed to tell him. And I was like, I don't want to tell. Like, it's just.
How old were you?
Like 23. 2 or something. I really
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to have this conversation. My brother and I, he was off at college and we were living such different lives. And he was full on party college guy. And I'm like, hanging out, listening to the Indigo Girls. And so I'm in the back seat of my brother's Jeep. My brother's driving. My mother's in the passenger seat. And before he had picked us up, she kept telling me, she was like, you have to tell him. You have to tell him. And I was like, ugh. But I just told her I wasn't quite ready. Mm-hmm. We're driving along. And while we're driving, my mother keeps saying to my brother, life is all about change. And he was like, I know. He's like this big guy in his Jeep. He has like a dirty dog everywhere he went. And like, he was like, yeah, I know. And she just kept saying, well, you have to always be open. Life is all about change or it's going to leave you behind if you don't keep up with things. And he was like, I know. And I'm sitting back there going, oh my gosh. And then just out of nowhere, she says, Tig's gay.
No way. Oh my God.
And I just sunk in the back of his Jeep and he goes, yeah, I know. And then I sat up and I said, you knew? And he goes, well, yeah, of course I knew. And I was like, oh.
That's so good.
Yeah. But I just wanted to kill my mother in that moment. But and then a second later, I was like, oh, I'm so glad she did that.
Yeah, like, thank God that's done.
Yeah.
I'm just listening, thinking like it is crazy that anyone has to, like, that we assume all babies are straight. And then if you're not, you got to, it's so scary. It's the only like preference that you have to make a declaration about, and then like it's like it is wild.
Well, first of all, it's so funny to say to assume all babies are straight.
But that kind of, I mean, hopefully, it literally feels like the babies, like they're cutting the umbilical cord and planning the bachelorette party at the same time. Like,
for sure.
It's so wild. But I didn't, all growing up, my parents were like, when you're going to meet a man or a woman, like they were very, like I knew it was an option. And I think they thought my brother was gay for a while or wanted him to be in his teens. And then by the time I started dating girls, I was like also doing drugs and dropping out of school and getting kicked out. So it kind of got like brushed over, like it was just one of many things. But they were definitely shocked because I was so boy crazy and I had boyfriends too. So they were shocked. But I don't think I ever really had a conversation with my mom. But my dad, I remember I was watching the movie Gia on VHS with Angelina Jolie. And I didn't even really know that I was gay or bi. But I was really into Gia. And then I remember like going to get him from his office where he was working upstairs and being like, Dad, come down and see this, how great this movie is. And like showing him a scene where they're making out.
She's like jumping on the fence.
And he was like, yep,
tank
very
top.
good. Yeah. He was like, cool. And I was like, I don't know why I love how beautiful this scene is. And
This summer also brought us one of the most hilariously vulnerable and cringeworthy moments of the podcast. Of course, I'm talking about when Fortune and May took a field trip to see Alanis Morissette, guest of the show, perform live in Toronto. And, well, the rest is handsome history. Take a listen and find out who made it to the stage and who didn't.
Fortune and I did go and see Alanis Morissette in Toronto.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to unpack, I would say.
Yeah. So Alanis, was on the pod not too long ago and asked a very funny question. And we knew that Alanis was coming to Toronto, and May and I were both going to be in Toronto when Alanis came.
Way to rub it
and
in.
we were like, we need to have a field trip. What do you say, Tig?
Way to rub it in, Fortune.
I know.
The first thing that happened that went wrong was, so I had bought like 8 tickets on Ticketmaster. I'd gone like VIP package. I'd invited people that were like coming from out of town. Wow. And a few days before the concert, I was like, do I download those tickets or what? Like, do I have the confirmation number? Couldn't find any record of them. Turns out I've been scammed. I had no tickets.
No.
And and it was a fake Ticketmaster website.
A
I
fake,
called the
whole fake website?
It looked real, and I called the customer service, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, well, if you give us your card details now on the phone, we can get you the VIP thing." And I just thought, give me a second.
No, you called the number on the
I called the
site.
scam customer service.
No.
Anyway, so then I'm scrambling, and I'm emailing every agent I've ever had, being like, "Is there any string you can pull to get me to this concert? I've got friends like coming from out of town. Parv's
Like,
flying
can I
in
get
from LA."
just 8 tickets?
Wow.
That's it.
Just a casual 8
I
tickets.
only need 8 tickets.
Did you consider giving Alanis a ring-a-ding?
I would, if I had her number, I would.
Okay.
So finally, I managed to get four tickets, which was amazing. And then we meet up, and we're all excited to meet Alanis. We're standing backstage. Fortune, Jax, Parv, me, my best friend, my 2 other best friends.
Yeah, because they said that we could meet Alanis right after her meet and greet, and we were like so pumped.
I was drenched in sweat. I've rarely been that nervous to meet someone.
Wow.
My face was red, but honestly, it's because of the
What
sun.
was happening?
We were freaking out.
Jax and I walked 40 minutes to the venue, and it really took it out of me.
You're
then,
nervous. You're blushing.
Yeah. And then the moment we need to process is Alanis's manager or tour manager comes up and goes, "So Fortune, are y'all ready to go on stage and sing the first verse of Ironic?"
No, so she says before she had taken us back to that area, she asked me, she's like, "Can you sing?" And I was like,
Have you heard the podcast?
Clearly she doesn't listen to Handsome. And so I didn't know how to answer it because I was like, well, I mean, I'm not a singer by trade, but we've all heard my karaoke pretty good. And so I was like, I get, yeah. And she was like, well, that doesn't give me much confidence. So I was like, well, I don't know what you're asking. I go, I sang with the Chicks in Nashville on stage, so I think I can sing. And so she was like, oh well, because Alanis does a thing where she brings somebody up to sing a couple verses of Ironic, would you be into it? I'm like, absolutely, are you kidding me? And so that was the first conversation that you had not been privy to.
Not privy to that. So I just hear the manager go, "So Fortune, you all ready to sing Ironic with Alanis?" And I have never in my life, and I love Fortune. Let's just say that right away.
May was ready to murder me and throw me into a river. So that
I was really shocked by my own I felt rage. Like I was like, I want to do this so badly.
Did you not have your teddy bear to come to you?
Malcolm.
May looked at me like I had betrayed you.
I know.
And I was like, I didn't have anything to do with it.
And then I was trying to like regain composure, and I was like, no, Fortune, I'm so pumped for you. This is going to be great. And then I would turn back to my friends and be like, I'm going to kill her. Yeah. And then Fortune goes, I better Google the lyrics. I was like, come on.
I know the lyrics. How you just got nervous.
Hey, is this the point where we say, isn't it ironic that she's invited and doesn't know the words?
I do know the words.
Lord.
I do know the words, but I got so nervous all of a sudden.
Of course. And I was excited for you. And then so we go backstage and meet her, and like she's everything you want her to be. Like
amazing.
Right? Didn't she have like a power?
She's just a very present person, a very open. You can just feel the kindness radiate from her. Like she just leads with openness. I think is the best way to describe her.
So warm, so funny, like really made us laugh, and and so I was like, don't mention that you want to sing. Like I know I could have really ruined the moment by being like, but what about me? And then I was glad we had a great interaction.
But how?
And then
sorry.
It comes time for Fortune to sing, and I'm like, I'm gonna tag along. I think under the guise of being like, oh, maybe I'll film footage for our social media page. But really, secretly, I'm hoping at the last second, Alanis is going to grab my hand too, and then
do an old Bruce Springsteen, Courtney Cox.
And then it was a beautiful moment. Fortune, you guys were looking in each other's eyes, singing.
My God.
I do have a video of it.
I have a video of it all on my Instagram for those that want to see the love exuding from me. And I will say Alanis too.
There's the video that my friend made, which is you and Alanis gazing into each other's eyes, crying, and then the camera pans over to me at the side of the stage, like Rumpelstiltskin stamping my little foot. No, I was trying to look. I was like, "Woo, yay!" But I was really. And then
Wait, are you saying Fortune and Alanis were crying to each other on stage?
No. I
Fortune,
cried after.
You
cried
felt
after?
emotional, right?
Alanis wasn't crying. She's a professional.
It would be wild.
Every time she brings someone on stage,
She has this moment every show.
she's a loose cannon.
Well, right before I get so Alanis does like a portion at another stage out in the audience, and that's when they said, "Come meet us over the side." And when she comes back through to go on stage, she's gonna grab you by the hand and bring you up on stage. But I think a lot, not always, but Alanis said a lot of time it's a kid that they have do this. So Alanis is like usually pulling some nervous kid. So everyone was like, said she yanked me on stage. She didn't yank me on stage. She's just used to like pulling a kid.
Yeah.
And I look like a kid kind of clomping on stage. And she just walks really fast and I'm really slow. So it looked like I was being pulled on stage. I was very willingly going on stage. But right before I went up on stage, her tour manager goes, "Oh, don't even worry about the audience. Just sing the song to Alanis." So I was like, okay. And so we start the song and Alanis points at the teleprompter like, "Yeah, hear the words kind of if you need them." And
Here's
I
the
just
words to my utterly most famous song
Iconic
in the
song.
history. Yeah.
And I just lock in with Alanis, eyes right to her, down the barrel. I sing that whole first verse to her, and she's just beaming and peering into my soul, in a way that like no one has looked at me.
I have.
In that kind of vulnerable.
I absolutely have.
It was very intimate in a not sexual way, but a very human, intimate experience that was so deep that when I got off stage, I welled up. It made me so emotional.
While Are you about to cry right now?
No, I'm okay. I've processed it.
While this was happening, I'm standing there and the stage crew guy comes up to me and goes, "Excuse me, you're going to have to stand further back. Your t-shirt is very white." Apparently my t-shirt
the entire show.
Yeah, my t-shirt was...
Don't you see Alanis and Fortune peering into each other's eyes right now?
Now,
I sing the first verse and the chorus, and then she gives me a big hug. That's how it always goes, and sends me off, and it was really cool.
It was epic. It was amazing. You smashed it too. You sounded beautiful like an angel.
Aww,
do you know how she chose you and not May?
Well, that's a good question. And the most embarrassing thing is she was at the same venue the next night, and I texted the kind woman who had got us backstage. Of course. And I said, "Hey, that was so fun last night. If Alanis needs..." I said, "If Alanis needs anyone
tonight..." Did you call with your teddy bear in your arms?
I sent a selfie with the teddy bear.
Yeah.
No, I said, if she needs anyone, I'm available. Haha.
May.
No response.
No response.
May.
I will tell you this. I heard from people on the comment section that her nephew did it that night. So that's the only reason I'm sure you weren't asked.
I did have a moment with her.
She did bring my name up again that night too. So I think it did have an everlasting
Did my
effect.
name come up at all?
She talked about the pod.
She said she loved the podcast.
Well, okay, but did she say Tig is quite extraordinary? And I wish I had her terrible voice.
Did you catch that?
Okay, well,
she might have mumbled it.
I met her before you guys did, okay?
What?
And she might not even know. I already told you that.
Oh, yeah.
She and I have a mutual friend, and I've socialized with her. I've never sung with her, but I will.
Tig, if you sing with her before me, I am quitting this podcast. I don't know if I'll be able to handle it. I'm Canadian. Yeah.
Maybe it's
the end of the
because
list.
she's heard me. Maybe she heard me sing on the podcast, and you just need to sing more on our pod.
Oh,
wait a minute, man.
That's right. She listens to the podcast.
She does. I had met Alanis back in 2014. She came to the finale of Chelsea Lately, so there maybe there was that familiarity from back then too. I don't know.
No, I feel like she knew she was in a safe pair of hands with you, and I was kind of a wild card. I was quivering, you know, and I
I love the Hail Mary that you threw for the next night.
That is
Oh, I know.
bold. That is no shame, bold.
Thanks for listening to Handsome's Greatest Hits. Let's just call it Volume 1 because we want to hear what your favorite clips and moments are that we missed. Let us know in the comments what you'd like to see if we do a Volume 2 and what your favorite clip from this video was as well. And don't forget to go to handsomepod.com for all your merch and follow us at handsomepod. Have a happy and handsome Holly Bob from me, Fortune, May, and Tig. We're going to close it out with some singing, but first, don't forget, keep it handsome.
At least you're not like on like a bunch of country roads in LA.
Yeah.
Are there country roads in
Country
LA?
roads take me home to
To
the
place
Babylon, West
Virginia.
Virginia.
Mount
Mama, take me home, LA roads.
Hollywood Boulevard.
What is this podcast?
When you're going into first and you feel a big burst, diarrhea. Diarrhea.
When you
Did I sing this last time you had diarrhea? When you're going into second and you feel something unpleasant, diarrhea. Diarrhea.
How it goes?
When you're going
In
into
the third,
third,
sliding into
first and you feel a big burst. Second is unpleasant. No. Third is turd. Home is
Third
what is turd? When you're going into third and you feel a big turd, diarrhea. And then home is what? Do we know? Foam.
when you're sliding into home and you've got
Your shorts are
shorts
full
are
of
full of
foam.
foam.
Nuh-uh.
Diarrhea. And then you do have to go diarrhea.
Your shorts are full of foam?
Because this is
shorts.
Where is
not-
the foam? Did you have foam?
I had no foam.
it's what rhymed.
I almost died of a disease that caused diarrhea. I had no
You had
foam.
no foam?
No,
No foam.
foam.
Have you ever heard that song?
I've heard the first line and that, but I have not heard
Can
about
you believe
foam.
I knew all the bases?
That was great.
I do want you guys to know one thing though before we get into the end of the podcast.
Oh, what? Oh my God! What?
What is it?
Are you quitting?
Fortune? What is
Fortune,
it?
I'm
Guys.
scared.
I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. Wait, how's the rest of the song go? Oh my God. Because you're there for me too.
When the rain starts to fall. And it's raining.
Guys.
Wow.
Oh my
It feels
God.
kind of medium-y, and
It feels. I got goosebumps.
I didn't.
I also
I bet
genuinely
you
thought.
never thought that life would.
Oh,
Oh,
she's
Fortune,
gonna
come
continue.
on.
Your friend's a joke. Wait, your job's a joke. You're broke. Your friends are.
Thank you. We
Okay.
have your
Gone
headshot
away.
and resume. Thank
I
you.
almost beat my pants.
Not on my couch. Fortune. Fortune.
Like it was so close. I'm good. I'm okay. I did it. Chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod. Chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod.
Wow. I
Guys,
don't
we
think we've
just
ever
gave that
done
to
that.
y'all.
We've never done it
acapella.
live.
No.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like you know to check and make sure that your loved ones don't already have a copy of that book you might have already gifted them the year before.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. This content is intended for audiences in the U.S. only. Savings vary, terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.